You're watching Sipping Off the Cuff on TequilaAficionado.com. I'm Alex Perez.
I'm Mike Morales. This evening, Alex, we have Penasco. We're going on vacation. We're going to Puerto Penasco.
I've never been to Puerto Penasco.
Me neither. I don't. We talked a little bit about Roger Klein. That's where he does his big concert once a year, twice a year, where Mexican moonshine was born. A lot of expatriates live there now. I think the Mexican government is building it up a little bit. It's kind of like any Mexican resort. Its thoughts aren't great. It was just you and your friends and your neighbors that would go down there, and now it's all of humanity. So now it's got its own tequila named after the town, and this Reposado, we love the Blanco. Nominated it for Brand of Promise. Very nice Blanco. Starts off just beautifully. This Reposado is an award winner. I believe it's a double gold winner at the 50 Best, which I believe was 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And now you can find these folks. They're on Facebook and they are on Twitter. The importers are Del Bravo Imports, Larry Large and his son Bradley, plus a couple of other principals in the company. And we're going to try the Reposado. It's kind of a light straw color, light gold color.
Beautiful, light gold or straw color. It's got some beautiful legs, clean there on the glass.
Yeah.
Or tears, if you want to call it that.
Legs and tears. Oh yeah, it sheets nicely, very nicely.
Beautiful show on the glass there.
Apparently, from their website, this tequila is rested in these are virgin American white oak barrels, and they stay in there for 4 to 6 months, just long enough to take the edge off the Blanco. Yeah. We mentioned that the Blanco does have an aggressive attack. It's almost an in-your-face Blanco, which not a bad thing. We liked it.
Yeah. It's got a very similar nose to the Blanco.
Yeah, it does.
I get a little honey. Honey on the nose. Again, you got the white pepper. You got the agave coming through.
I get a little bit of caramel.
Yeah, I get caramel too.
It's that white oak barrel. It just imparts all the nice nuttiness and sweetness to it.
I couldn't find myself to let that one go. That was nice. Great. I feel easy going in, nice structure in the mouth.
It's a solid Reposado.
Yeah. Getting some nice hints of vanilla, honey, caramel.
It's still hot on the way down too. I mean, it still has that nice Blanco finish that.
It is warm. To me, it's not as hot as the Blanco.
No, the Blanco was way more peppery, and I think
like I said, I got mellowed out.
Yeah.
Nice pepper. I like it. I find myself going more to Repo.
It was interesting when we interviewed Roger Klein. He had come out. His first original line was the Reposado, and he said something very interesting. He said, commercially, he said people told him that he's committing commercial suicide because in 2010 apparently Reposados weren't selling very well. It seems to be a very tough expression to get right because you could really mess it up. Tequila Rack, one of our friends at TequilaAficionado.com, all of his tequilas are reposados, specifically made for Tequila Rack. And the reason he picked Reposados especially is because they're so difficult to make correctly. And if you're familiar with Tequila Rack, you can find them on our website. But each of these were from micro distillers. You know, they were small batch. So, you know, if they're mass produced or you know, not done in the traditional manner, you can really mess it up. So it's a tough expression to get right. And because they started with the good Blanco, I think Penasco Reposado is a highly recommended tequila. I'm not overwhelmed with it, but it's not anything, you know, it didn't lose anything in the translation. It almost like added to the Blanco, and it softened out the rough edges.
Nice.
What do you think, Alex? Would you use this in a cocktail yourself?
I'd be interested to use it in. I will try it in margarita. But lately I've been sipping these. I've been sipping these a lot, and I've been using a lot of blancos for margaritas.
So you've been switching.
Yeah.
You're going to the Repo now for the margaritas in your cocktails.
I'll venture off and try it. Just to experiment with it. But this is a nice sipper.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable, you know, and I'm sure that the price point, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not sure what the pricing is, but I'm very sure that this particular flagship line was designed to be very cost effective for the vendor and for the consumer as well. Again, don't judge the book by its cover or the tequila by its bottle, because this has really got some depth to it. Like I say, I'm not sufficiently overwhelmed to make it a brand of promise. I could be wrong, but like you, I do agree it is a really nice sipper.
Yeah, it's a good reposado. I like it.
I think maybe this reposado would be a great gateway to anybody who's like you said, experimenting with reposados and you're not real sure, you know, what to look for. This is a real solid reposado. I think in the same vein as maybe the old Cazadores used to be. Cabrito used to be like that, you know, where before they became mass produced, right. You know, where they were just a real solid tequila, you know, that you could sip or you could mix. So I think definitely worth looking for. Penasco Reposado. That's our take on TequilaAficionado.com. I'm Mike Morales.
I'm Alex Perez, and as always,